Greg Ehrenberg from OddsShopper here to break down Friday's NBA slate. As you guys come in, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave a comment below to let me know whatever it is that you guys are betting on the day, or if you just have any thoughts, questions, comments about the bets that I am breaking down here, which I'm going to be getting into in a second. But first, to break down, was a rough slate yesterday. Didn't really like my bets and been on a little bit of a cold streak as of late, to be sure. But yesterday, I had a couple of bets, and one of them in particular, Terry Rozier under 1.5 steals. I ended up being just a pretty poor bet. Rozier had 2 steals like 3 minutes into the game, so that one lost fairly quickly. Santi Aldama I had for under 10.5 points at plus money, and that was a bet that did have good closing line value, closed at minus 115, and then just ran into some bad luck when it came to the fouls in that game. Xavier Tillman got into quick foul trouble. Jaren Jackson Jr. ended up getting into some foul trouble, and the game was a blowout, and Aldama played garbage time, so he ended up hitting the over pretty easily. In hindsight, that one certainly didn't end up working out because I thought he was going to play limited minutes against the Warriors, and that didn't end up being the case. So 2 bets, and was not really particularly happy with either of them in hindsight. So we move on to Friday, and hopefully better results for today. And if you guys want to fade me, let me know that below in the comment section too. I always think it's funny, entertaining to me. Also, if you guys are watching the video and you just want to fade me because I've been on a cold streak, that's cool as well. But let me know below in the comment section. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts. Let's talk about Friday's NBA slate. Hoping to bounce back today. These are my favorite bets of the day. So to start us out here, I am betting Nikola Jokic minus 120 to have a triple-double tonight. And he has actually not had a triple-double in either of the last 2 games. Believe it or not, this is if he was to not have a triple-double tonight, Jokic has not had 3 consecutive games without a triple-double since December 8th. We are going on now a massive amount of time. Think about it. All through January, all through February, all the start of March, and basically all of December, Jokic did not have 3 consecutive games without a triple-double. Now, that's not the best analysis in the world. That's not why I think he has a triple-double today, but it goes to show how consistent he's been this year and how often he's been putting up big counting stats. And even the last couple of games, he had 8 assists against the Bulls, 9 assists against the Raptors, came 2 and 1 assist shy of a triple-double in those games. The numbers overall for the season for Jokic, he averages a triple-double, 24 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists. And he's a great matchup tonight against the San Antonio Spurs, which is why I think it's a good bounce back spot for Jokic. And this isn't going to be my only bet on the big man either. So I think Jokic gets back on track with his triple-double ways against the Spurs, a tanking team that has one of the worst defenses in the NBA while also playing at a fairly high pace. So if you look at the totals for this game, Denver, San Antonio, the total is 236. That is way higher than the total for every single other game on the slate other than Atlanta, Washington. So should be a lot of possessions in the game. Should be a lot of poor defense from the Spurs. I like Nikola Jokic to have a triple-double. Today's show is sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook, and I just talked about how good of a spot this is for Nikola Jokic. I like the Nuggets as well. We're going to talk about them here in a second, because when you sign up at DraftKings using the link we have below, the first $5 money line bet you place pays out $150 when that team wins. And the Nuggets are the biggest NBA favorite we have on the slate. If you think they are going to beat the Spurs today, I think they're going to beat the Spurs. Sign up at DraftKings, throw $5 on the Nuggets money line, and even though they are massive favorites, this pays out $150 because of the offer we have below. So take advantage of that. And then if you or anybody you know has a gambling problem, call or text the number 1-800-GAMBLER. When I was talking about Jokic before, I had mentioned that I was going to have more than one bet on the big man today, and here comes the other one. I am betting the over on the points prop for Jokic. And I mean, the analysis isn't going to be too much different than triple-double one because this is a really good matchup for him. And 22.5 points is the over-under for Jokic in terms of scoring, and that seems pretty low to me because for the season, Jokic averages 24.3 points per game, and now he's got this great matchup against the Spurs, so you would expect him to exceed his normal average just because of how good the matchup is, and the Spurs are dead last in the NBA in defensive efficiency. Their adjusted net rating on defense, 30th in the NBA. They're giving up 120 adjusted points per 100 possessions. The only team that's even remotely close to them is the Houston Rockets, and even they are 1.7 points better per 100 possessions than the San Antonio Spurs. Just an awful defense. Jokic should be able to score really however he wants. And the other thing to consider too about the Spurs defense and their defense against big men, they had Jakob Poeltl, who's a pretty solid defensive big for a lot of the season. He's gone, so I don't even think these ratings do justice for just how bad the Spurs defense is. We talked before about the pace of play of the game. That is also going to benefit the counting stats for Jokic. And as far as our projection goes for the big man, we've got Jokic projected for 24.8 points when that over-under is 22.5. So we've got the over winning way more often than it loses. It's a bet that I like today. Go and bet Nikola Jokic over 22.5 points. Now for my final bet of the day, I'm betting an under. This one is on Pascal Siakam, under 5.5 assists. We have Siakam projected for under 5 assists for today. And one thing we've seen with the Raptors in the second half of the season is there's actually been a little bit of a dip here in the assist rate for Pascal Siakam. I think part of it is because Fred VanVleet got off to a really slow start to the season, and as he's played better as the year's gone on, it has slightly mitigated the playmaking role for Pascal Siakam. And you could see that because overall for the season, he does average 6 assists per game, but over the last couple of weeks, he's only averaging 5 assists. And in some of these recent games, 5 assists against the Clippers, 4 against the Nuggets, did have 7 and 6. Those were in back-to-back games against the Wizards. Before that, 3, 5, 5, 5. So over the last 8 games for Pascal Siakam, he has hit the under on this assist in 6 out of those 8 times, which I think is something we should generally expect with the Raptors being totally healthy. And also Jakob Poeltl being in the mix. He's a very competent passing big man, and it's another playmaker they have in the offense that takes away a little bit from the assist rate of Pascal Siakam. So I love Pascal. I think he's one of the better bigs and one of the more versatile players in the NBA. He can do a little bit of everything. He doesn't have any weakness. But the Raptors are a very well-rounded team. They have a lot of players that can run the offense. They're all competent passers. That's why I think Pascal Siakam, we continue to see this trend where his assists dip just slightly to the point where there's value in the under 5.5 assists. Like I said, we've got him projected for under 5. In our projections over at NBA Bet Pro, got him at 4.9. So this rates out as a plus EV bet. And if you guys want to check out NBA Bet Pro, we've got a link below for a 7-day free trial. The final bet of the day is Siakam under 5.5 assists. So for today, recapping the action, we got 3 bets trying to get back onto our winning ways to bring us into the weekend. Nikola Jokic minus 120 to put up a triple-double. Jokic, another bet over 22.5 points. And then finally, Pascal Siakam under 5.5 assists. That does it for me. Let me know what you guys think about these bets below in the comment section. Banking on Jokic pretty big tonight. Can we right the ship tonight? What do you guys think? Let me know below. Before you leave, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Good luck tonight. Have a great weekend.